So, realistically, or mathematically, it all boils down to this. Blackburn Rovers must beat Cardiff City in Wales if they're going to stand any hope of making a last gasp push for those playoffs. That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview, this time looking forward to Cardiff City up against Blackburn Rovers, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, whoa, football related. We're going to know here under one Rooski. Now, before we start talking about it, of course, where have you been? Where have I been? That's right, of course, I didn't do no post-match discussion about the Leeds game or the reaction or whatever. Because it was July 4th, that's right, over here in the US of A. It was a holiday. I was out and about. Shitty internet. There was a lot of stuff against it. I just made the decision. I made the decision to not bother. Because usually, of course, the season's done by now, and July 4th usually is a day time to have a little day off from everything. So I decided a day off, even though I was keeping abreast with what was going on with Rovers against Leeds. It wasn't pretty, and of course, I'm sure if we won 6-0 or 5-0, I would have done a review. Of course, I would have done. But I had a feeling deep down that day was not going to be the case for Rovers. Anyway, I am back, refreshed, had a bit of a day off, had a weekend away, and I'm a little bit late, but we're going to talk about Cardiff in just a second. I want a big shout out to William Shepherd, who is the latest Patreon. That's right, respect to my brother, joining the illustrious VIP gang. Oh yeah, he's in. You could join him. You could be that number. I'm trying to get number 11. As soon as William came in, somebody pissed off. I don't know. Somebody dropped out of the wood. But respect to whoever becomes patrons, of course, supporting the channel in another way. Of course, you know, it doesn't suit everybody. Does not, you know, but I do appreciate it. It does bring a big old, it makes me go warm and fuzzy inside whenever I get a new picture. A little email pop up, and I'm rolling. I'm so happy because it means you guys care. You guys care about what's being said on the channel, the content and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so William Shepherd joins the illustrious gang of Russell Frost, Cody Coco, Tom Beresford, John Spurn, Aztec Marky B. Mark, Noco Drinker, Daniel Miller, Bianca Moller, and of course LG and Cal. There's 10 of them. Could you be number 11? There is a link down in the old description below, and I'm going to be revamping the old Patreon as well in the new season. So yes, just stand by. But now let's start talking about this game. Of course, it is down in Wales. It's Cardiff City up against Blackburn Rovers. Aye, where are you, Cardiff? There you are. So let's take a look at them in a little bit more detail. They are managed by Neil Harris, who's doing an absolutely tremendous job. I thought it was going to be a real dour appointment for them, but they've done very, very well. This game will take place at the Cardiff City Stadium. And the danger man for me, oh yeah, it's quite surprising when you look at the stats. The top goal scorers all got 7 goals, but the danger man for me is, of course, ex-Rover, once a Rover, always a Rover, Junior Hoylett. Last season they did finish in the Premier League, believe it or not. They could be right back in it next season. They might bounce straight back in there. Woo, that'd be absolutely true. From where they've come from, you know, they were languishing sort of mid-table, and now they're floating right. They're in the playoffs at the moment, and a win here would just strengthen their thing, and they would do just that. And it would be an absolute masterstroke bringing in Neil Harris then. Of course, the record against Rovers is not the greatest. It's okay. You know, 69 times they played each other. They've won 24. We've won 25, and there's been 20 draws. They could level it up here, boys. And like I said, 20 draws, including one earlier in the campaign. Last time out, though, when these two sides locked horns, Cardiff beat us 2-1 at their place, and also drew with us 1-1 at Ewood Park. Like I said, earlier in the season, it was a 0-0 draw at Ewood Park, and originally this match was scheduled to take place 24th of March 19. I don't think that's right. I think that must be 24th of March 2020. Either way, it's late. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape then, shall we? Let's have a drink first. Okay, sorry. Let's take the tape here. Let's take a look at the goals per game. It's pretty much identical goals per game, 1.4 apiece. Average possession, Rovers dominate that, 50.9% average possession. Cardiff 44.2. Pass accuracy, Rovers lead on that, 74.8. Pass accuracy for Cardiff, 64.5. Shots per game, Cardiff edges 112.5. Shots per game, we're 11.4. We've got more tackles per game, 14.5, and they've got 40.2. And the dribbles per game, 7.3 for us, 7.1 for them. They've got more yellows, we've got more reds. Realistically, I think we should be 6th. Yeah, you want swaps? I didn't think so. Anyway, let's take a look at some more stats and figures there for Cardiff heading into this. They've scored the goals conceded this season, 27 through open play, 15 set pieces, 4 counter attacks, and 3 penalties. 2 OGs along the way as well. Scoring goals though, looking like they're doing no problems with that. 32 goals for them in open play, 20 set pieces, 3 penalties, 2 OGs and 1 counter-attack. Where does all this action take place? Well, a lot of their shots received, 67% coming through the middle. 53% in the 18-yard box and 41% deep. As for shots taken by Cardiff, 69% through the middle. 18 on the left-hand side, 50% within the 18-yard box, and 41% long-range efforts. As for the ball, they like to come down the right-hand side. It looks like, oh look, you know, it's not too difference from the left-hand side, but mostly it looks like the right-hand side is their strong suit. That is the left-hand side for you, Mowbray. That's where Bennett's going to be if he's going to be fit and available. 42% of their action happens in the middle third. As for Rovers, 34 of their goals conceded are through open play, 8 penalties, 7 set pieces, 3 counter-attacks, 1 OG. As for goals scored, 34 of them open play, 14 set pieces, 4 penalties, and 4 OGs. As for our stats, 62% of all our shots received in Walton between the sticks are in the middle, 51% within the 18-yard box, 43% outside the box. As for shots taken by Rovers, 69% down the middle and 56% within the 18-yard box, 38% outside the box. As for the action zones, 39% of all of our attacking avenues coming down the right-hand side. That's the Nyambi effect right there. 41% of all the drama happens in the middle third for Rovers, 30% up top, 28% kept with the defence. But what does all that mean? What does it all boil down to? Well, what's going to happen here is the strengths and weaknesses for both Rovers and Cardiff. There's a lot of strengths for Cardiff, not many for Rovers. Anyway, the strengths for Cardiff: shooting direct from free kicks, attacking set pieces, coming back from losing positions, aerial duels. We should be up there. Creating scoring chances, creating long shot opportunities, finishing scoring chances, and protecting the lead. Their weaknesses are defending counter-attacks, keeping possession of the ball, defending against skillful players. Their style of play is taking lot shots, controlling the game in the opposition's half, attacking through the middle, long balls, attempt crosses often, and take long shots. Rovers, though, their strengths are creating long shot opportunities, defending set pieces, but their weaknesses avoiding the offside and protecting their lead. They like to attack down the middle, and they also mix up their first 11. The forecast says Cardiff will make a comeback if they go behind. Moving on, let's take a look at the top goal scorers. Of course, I mentioned it already. Four even goal scorers, at least with 7 goals this campaign for Cardiff. Tomlin, Ward, Rawls, and Patterson all got 7 goals for their name. Yellows, Tomlin leads the way on that one. 8 for him. Volks has 6. Josh Murphy has 6, and Bennett has 5. As for the Reds, Morrison and Ward pick up a red card apiece. As for Rovers, Armstrong did add 1 to his tally this past game against Leeds. He's got 14 for the season. Dax got 10. Gallagher's got 5, and Downing has 3. As for yellows, Lennon has 12 yellows. Travis has got 9, Bennett's got 8, Johnson's got 4. As for Reds, Dak, Brereton, and Buckley have red card. We might see Buckley back this game or not. Of course, Dak's done for the season, and Brereton's got another game after this for the ban. This is not what I'm expecting. Again, editor, sort this out. Okay, that's more like it. So let's take a look at the team I expect from Neil Harris. Smithy's between the sticks. You've got Bennett at left back, the good one. Nelson, Morrison, and Sanderson at right back. Bakuna and Volks in those defensive midfield slots. Rawls or Rallis, Hoylett, Mendes Lang, and Patterson up top. I like Hoylett, I really do. And he's one of those guys who come through the academy, did very, very well. You're not blown on the scene. He's grinding out a career, and Cardiff have a really good player on his hands. Anyway, this is the team for Rovers. I don't expect Mowbray to go this way, but this is what I'd like to see. If you're listening, go with this. It's not foolproof, of course it's not, but this is it. This is it for you. Not for Mowbray, but for the season. This is it. We need to win this game to keep any. I know it might even be mathematically possible after this, but realistically, Cardiff have got a bit of a running. They sit in that 6th spot. Regardless if they win or lose today or this match, they will be in the 6th spot. They've already opened up a little bit of a gap on themselves on Derby and Swansea and all those that are chasing. If they lose this, they've got some real tricky barnstormers ahead of them. So there is a chance, and we've got an easier back end to the season. Of course, this game's solid. The West Brom game is solid, but this is it. This is the last throw of the dice. You can't draw it. You can't lose it. You've got to win it. I'm going to go with this formation. 3 at the back end. Mulgrew, he provides the set pieces. I know he might have been a bit rusty the other day. Lenihan, of course, in the centre. Of course, you can't drop him. And Tosamada Abayo, probably his last game unless we win. Downing on the left, Nyambi on the right, Davenport and Travis in the middle. Young, hungry sort of midfielders. You could stick a Johnson in there, or you could stick... Well, I think Evans is out for the long term, at least to the new season. Armstrong on the left, Gallagher on the right, and Gallagher and Graham down the middle. That's what I'd go for. Of course, Hope we could slot in there, but that false 9, I'm not too sure about it, to be honest with you. That's what I would go for, Mowbray, but you get paid the big bucks. Let's take a look at the form books heading into this, of course. Cardiff look pretty solid at the moment, just 1 blip in the last 5. That was a draw against Charlton, but before and after that, picking up a victory against Bristol City, which cost a man his job. They beat them Nobbers 3-1 in the end. Deep down, they beat Leeds as well over in Wales. And of course, they beat Barnsley, stretching all the way back to the 7th of March. Rovers coming to this just absolutely shocking form. 1 win in the past 5, both before and after the lockdown. It's been a bit, you know, rough around the gills, and we need a result, and we need to show that we've got a bit of fight left in the tank. I know it's a drag old season, but you know, you did very well against Bristol City. You know, you kind of competed a little bit against Leeds, but ultimately you were found hard done by. But in the end, so you need a performance, you need a result, and this hopefully could be it, a catalyst for a final push. But the form doesn't go Rovers' way. However, if you look at this, it's not too shabby. This is the home form for Cardiff and the away form for Rovers. Cardiff's last 6 at home in all competitions sees 1 win for them at the past 6. That was against Leeds. Meanwhile, Rovers have picked up 1 win at the last 6 away, and that was against Charlton as well. So two contrasting form. A couple of draws in there apiece. You know, you would probably say Cardiff picking up an extra point than us over the course of those 5 games. There were some FA Cup games in there, so we can't read too much into that. But anyway, the form table heading into this, the grand scheme of things, the last 6 games, Cardiff sit 3rd in the table. That's the situation right there. Looking very, very good at the moment. Rovers sit all the way down in 19th. Look, absolutely shocking. It's near relegation form at the moment. But the home form, this is what we want to know about Cardiff, where they sit. They actually sit in 15th spot in the old form table right here, picking up 7 points out of possible 18. Rovers sit at 11th spot, but realistically, we're not looking into that because we're not at home. Our away form is in 19th spot at the moment, picking up 5 points out of possible 18. And just in case you're interested, Cardiff have the best away form, so rather play them at home than away at the moment. Looks like it. Anyway, the last it's not good reading, whichever way you spin it. But the form as well, the recent games against Cardiff, it's not good. It's not good. 2 wins for Cardiff, 4 draws, and 0 wins for Rovers in the last 6. Our best result out of all this was a 1-1 draw. That's right, back in 2015. Grant Hanley on the score sheet, Joe Mason as well. But we did play early in the season 0-0 at Ewood Park, so that was just before my birthday. Meanwhile, if you want to look at the last 6 results over in Wales, going all the way back to 2005, it's not good reading either. Still no wins for Rovers, 4 wins for Cardiff, 2 draws, including last time out. It was a 2-1 win for Cardiff back in 2016. It was that game, folks. It was that game that Shane Duffy put the ball in the back of his net twice and then got himself sent off in an absolute shitty show. But we need better. We need better joy against these guys. Look at that, all the way back to 2005. Morton Gamps Pedersen in the FA Cup. We still couldn't beat him. Anyway, what's going on after these boys? Lockhorns. Well, Cardiff take on Fulham, they take on Derby, and they take on Butter and Hull. In all 4 of those games, there's something on the line for them, and they are our opposition. Fulham, of course, trying to keep themselves in those playoff spots, and of course, maybe even a late push for top 2. You never know. And Derby, they're batting on all cylinders as well to get themselves into it. They ain't going to be easy. Middlesbrough and Hull clinging for their lives, so it's not an easy end to the season. Actually, quite tricky. That's the Rovers. We take on West Brom, of course. They're sitting in 2nd at the moment, and that could all change by the time that game comes around, I think. It might not change. It might depend on that game. They could lose against Rovers and they could drop out of the top 2. So you know, it's a tough old boots. Millwall competing for the top 6 as well. But we need to beat these boys. We need to beat these boys. Reading are in no man's land, and Luton are they could be relegated by that time. You just don't know. But anyway, that's what's on the horizon for both Cardiff and Rovers. Heading into this, let's take a look at the stats then on the table. Leeds lead the way with possession. On average, they get about 59.8% possession. Fulham are 2nd, Brentford 3rd, West Brom 4th, QPR are 5th. As for the most aggressive side, Charlton lead the way on that one. 95 yellows. No reds though. They're keeping it clean. Derby, Sheffield Wednesday, QPR and Barnsley make up the top 5. Aerial duels won. Birmingham lead the way on that. 55.9 aerial duels won by Birmingham. West Brom, Millwall, Brentford make up the top 4. And then there's Rovers, 52.4. Shots per game. Leeds lead the way on this one. 16.4 shots per game. West Brom are 2nd, 14.6. Brentford left 14.3. Barnsley 13.7 and Fulham 13.7. Pass accuracy. Fulham lead the way on this one. 83.4% pass accuracy. Leeds lead the way, or 2nd on this one. 80.1. Brentford, West Brom and Derby make up the top 5. What's going on the rest of this week? There's a lot of games going on, and there's a lot of games that matter both at the top and the bottom. Forest up against Fulham, that's on Tuesday. It's early-ish kick-off on that bad boy. I can probably watch that one. Then Luton take on Barnsley as well. Battle for the bottom, of course, must win for both those two sides. Reading against Huddersfield as well on Tuesday. Brentford against Charlton, again, games that matter at the top and the bottom. And of course, all eyes will be over in Wales at 2:45 because there's no other games going on. Then in Wednesday, Millwall against Middlesbrough, the Battle of the M's. West Brom against Derby. Bristol City against Hull. Birmingham against Swansea. Wigan against QPR. Sheffield Wednesday against Preston. And of course, Leeds take on Stoke on Thursday. Thursday, boys and girls. And now this is the situation at the moment in the table. Leeds lead the way, 78 points. West Brom are in 2nd, 77. Brentford, Fulham, Notts Forest. And of course, today's opponents or tomorrow's opponents, or whatever it is. Cardiff City sit in 6th. Mathematically, a defeat for them and a win for Derby, and a heavy win for Derby. Could see them swap places, I think. And down the foot of the table, Luton, Barnsley and Middlesbrough going down as it stands, not taking into Wigan's 12-point business. That's a story for another day. Anyway, what about the top goal scorers? If you're interested in that, Mitrovic and Watkins lead the way with 23 goals apiece. Graben is next. Grant is 4th. Bamford 6th.
Bemba Woodrow, Ben Rama and Ayew make up the top 10. Armstrong should be right in there, alphabetically as well. Goodness gracious me, it's an embarrassment. As for the assists, Pereira, Ellison, Swift, Wallace and Tomlin make up the Power 5. So that, my friends, is the build-up to Cardiff City. It's less than, just over 24 hours away. So make sure you get your views and comments in the old description down below. If you want to support the channel in another way, in a simple way, smash that thumbs up. And of course, if you are new, where the heck have you been? Smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, World Football related, boys and girls. And if you want to support the channel in another way, there is of course Patreon, where there's a link in the old description down below. Patreon.com/Roverseas. You could be the illustrious number 11 to make up the dream team. That's right. But that's it. That's all I've got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the thumbs up, and of course I'll see you all very, very soon. And I will have an instant match reaction, even if we lose 10-0. I will be there, smiling, of course, and of course we'll do the review as well. And I'm not gonna be doing no watch-alongs because this studio right now is hot. I'm trying to change it up a little bit. I've got a monster computer here. It's like an antique. It's giving me audio glitches and all this kinds of stuff. I'm trying to work on it, you know, on the cheap. You know how it is. Trying to find some free transfers out there. Trying to change it up. Because this thing generates a lot of heat, and it's already like 90 degrees outside, so it's not nice. Anyway, enough jibber jabber. I'll see you all on Tuesday. Instant match reaction and all kind of jazz. Until then, I'll see you soon. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.